Shattering, Chrissy Lampkin just received a slap. And not by an adversary or a random admirer, but by Jim Jones, the man she supported during the years of turmoil. And it all ended after Chrissy and Mama Jones got into a heated argument that quickly descended into violence. The internet has completely collapsed. Indeed, the video is a leak that is catching on like wildfire. It began as a typical family reunion that devolved into a reality TV catastrophe. Prior to anyone blinking, Chrissy began tossing glasses. Mama Jones was yelling about being disrespectful. Jim simply stood there till he took the unimaginable action. Several false but widely circulated accounts claim that Jim lost his temper and slapped Chrissy in front of everyone, leaving the cast, friends, family, and even the production crew stunned. And insiders are now disclosing even more unsettling information. Chrissy and Mama Jones apparently had a history of fighting. But this time it escalated into a violent altercation that nobody could have predicted. And you know what? Alliances in the love and hip-hop realm are already being shattered by the fallout. The cameras continued to roll. One individual was ejected from the residence, and another left the set. The true question, though, is this. What made Jim lose his temper? What transpired in the days preceding this that caused such a severe public outburst? You will understand that this was more than simply a quarrel if you stay to hear the history between these three. And what was actually stated before to that slap. It was war. To be honest, we should have anticipated this drama, which has been boiling for more than 10 years. The connection between Chrissy Lampkin and the game of cat and mouse with Mama Jones has always been risky. A time bomb is poised to detonate. Chrissy wasn't simply struggling for love when she first entered Jim Jones' life. She was battling for Mama Jones' power, space, and acceptance. She wasn't taking her throne without going to war. Chrissy and Mama Jones were like fire and thunder in the early days of hip-hop and love. Like a queen, asserting her throne, Chrissy entered Jim's realm with courage and candor. However, Mama Jones perceived an intruder attempting to exert authority over her kid, someone attempting to take her place. Mama Jones made a recording about the notorious insane person. Chrissy was more than a clumsy television drama. It was a warning shot, a verbal slap, and a declaration of war. This woman is not right for my son, Mama Jones was telling the world. Oh, Chrissy, she didn't give up. She retaliated on camera, blogs, social media, whispers to producers, and cold stars during family visits. Jim, the man in the middle, tried to act as a mediator for years, but let's face it, his indecision and silence only made matters worse. In 2025, the cameras are rolling once more, and the original cast has returned. Hip-hop tradition and love have pulled the OGs back together, but with it came old scars. And this time, they weren't just awkward, they weren't forgivable. By starting fashion businesses, producing side projects, and even pursuing her own reality series, Chrissy has been attempting to re-establish herself as more than just Jim's companion. However, Mama Jones has been sabotaging her every step of the way. According to family sources, Mama Jones has been calling Chrissy washed, expired, among other things. According to a production assistant who reportedly overheard a heated dressing room argument, she allegedly told Jim, "You need a real woman, not a washed-up reality star still trying to get pregnant at 50, while using Jim as leverage." It was the initial spark. The second time, Chrissy allegedly stormed into Jim's suite and demanded answers after overhearing Mama Jones on the phone with another woman, who was allegedly Jim's old flame from back in Harlem. Jim allegedly remained silent rather than defend Chrissy, and that silence was more painful than hip-hop history began gently. With Mama Jones throwing a fit when they all arrived to film a family healing part in Miami, with producers expecting hugs, reconciliation, and emotional breakthroughs. Instead, they experienced the most epic love meltdown. Jim pacing like a man caught between two grenades, Chrissy rolling her eyes in smooth shade. But in a matter of minutes, the tension boiled over, and Chrissy slammed a wine glass on the table. Mama Jones got up and pointed in her face, and chairs scraped and voices rose. According to one witness, Chrissy yelled, "You never loved your son." As security began to approach, "All you desire is to dominate him, and you just want his money." Mama Jones retorted, "Don't pretend you're not broke." Then the unexpected moment arrived. Chrissy lunged. It wasn't a full-scale attack, but it was enough to start a commotion. And as security blocked cameras and producers yelled for the cut to end, Jim Jones did something nobody could have predicted. He slapped Chrissy. The room fell silent. Chrissy staggered back in amazement. Mama Jones gasped. And then everything went dark. Production stopped, and the cameras were set up. There was just one open hand. Cut the feed disappeared, but the damage was done. Oh, it was done. Since then, the story has gone viral. According to leaked information, Chrissy has refused to go back to filming, and Mama Jones is apparently giving bloggers and Jim exclusive interviews. Insiders claim that the worst portion hasn't even aired yet because guess what? He has been silent, deleting postings, locking comments, and allegedly disappearing from cast group conversations. This wasn't just a family argument, it was the breakdown of a legacy pair. The whole set froze when Jim's hands hit Chrissy's face, as if time had stopped. Chrissy might be about to reveal something that would ruin everything, including Mama Jones' integrity and Jim's entire reputation. Stopped in the middle of a step. The cameras shifted. The producers yelled, "Cut," and the actors all fell silent. Chrissy did not cry as she stood there in shock and betrayal. The woman who had been with Jim for more than 2 decades. The one who had fought for him against Mama Jones, her co-stars, and even fans. She didn't yell, she didn't even blink, and she just stared at Jim as if she had forgotten who he was. Then, in that uncanny silence, she turned slowly, left her heels on the stage, and vanished into a black SUV that was waiting. There was nothing but silence, no farewell, no closure, no camera-ready meltdown, but it didn't last long because within a day, video from a suspended boom mic appeared on a burner account on X, formerly Twitter. It didn't show the actual slappy because cameras had already been told to stop, but it did capture Jim screaming in exasperation. "You guys don't know what she said off camera." That line, that one remark, it blasted the matter wide open. Social media was split immediately after the altercation. "She's lucky I didn't do more." Mama Jones, who leaned all the way in and allegedly liked tweets calling Chrissy toxic, a gold digger, and Pastor Prime, was accused by Team Chrissy of being a closet abuser, while Team Jim responded that Chrissy provoked him with extremely personal comments. The real twist, though, because 2 days later, Chrissy revealed her own secret in a since-deleted Instagram Live that fans amazingly managed to screen record in its entirety. Chrissy sat in a dimly lit hotel room with her eyes puffy from crying and said, "Y'all want to know the truth. Do you truly wish to know? For 20 years, I have been faithful to that man. For what purpose? For him to touch me on national television, for him to put his mother's word before mine. You can have him, though. Moreover, I hope Mama Jones relishes her role as grandma, since the child isn't mine." The space trembled. The conversation stopped. The audience went crazy. At once, fans began speculating. Did Jim cheat? Does anyone else have a child? During her meltdown, did Chrissy just reveal a whole side baby? There's more, though. A well-known blogger received a direct message from an unknown VH1 producer who said, Mama Jones had been concealing the information that Jim had been intermittently seeing someone else for almost a year. This producer claims that the stylist in question is pregnant. A hazy FaceTime screenshot purportedly showing Jim and the woman, who is shown sobbing and holding a noticeable bump, was included in the leak. "Why can't you just tell her the truth before the cameras do?" was the caption that appeared beneath the leak. And guess who emailed the clip to Chrissy just before the argument scene at the family dinner? Weary of being the secret, Mama Jones. Indeed, several insiders claim that Mama Jones sent Chrissy the video along with the message, "You will now, at last, leave my son alone." It was more than just shade. It was more than just rudeness. It was deliberate devastation. And she didn't tell anyone. Chrissy, she refrained from mentioning it on camera. She kept it to herself throughout her confessional. Before her hand was forced by the slap, she sat on it. Everything broke at this point. Jim was no longer merely torn between two women. On the ashes of 20 years of love, he stood, and the final blow might have come from his own mother. Now, fans are asking for clarification. Every old interview, every passive did Mama, even if it meant ruining their entire family. Would Jones ruin her own son's future in order to get rid of Chrissy? Chrissy is reportedly getting legal counsel in the meanwhile. According to TMZ-style insiders, she is in negotiations to sue Jim for putting her in risk, as well as the production firm. Public slander and emotional abuse. Then, as if things couldn't get any worse, Jim's stylist shared a TikTok that made everyone on the internet go crazy. The video began with a close-up of a designer onesie, followed by a slow pan to a white cot, with the message, "Coming soon, baby Kai." Jim's voice could be heard whispering, "We keep it quiet, no matter what." Boom. It's true. There are no longer any rumors about the secret baby. It's verified. Chrissy was aware of it, and it was leaked by Mama Jones. Jim also gave the wrong woman a slap. Everything has altered because of the twist. The question now isn't whether Chrissy will pardon him. Will Chrissy reveal all that she knows? According to insiders, she is hiding a wealth of unsavory secrets, such as old pictures, texts, and a prenuptial loophole that, if she discloses, might bankrupt Jim. And you know what? Next week, she will make an appearance on The Breakfast Club. Will she live stream the receipts? Is she going to identify the stylist? Will Mama Jones at last acknowledge that she planned the entire collapse? The universe said, "You ain't seen nothing yet." Just when fans thought the drama involving Chrissy Lampkin, Jim Jones, and Mama Jones couldn't possibly get any worse. This is because the situation changed from family drama to scandal of the year. The instant stylist's TikTok posted the picture with the baby capo onesie and Jim's eerie voice in the background. The video reached in barely 8 hours, 6 million views were made. Chrissy was being tagged relentlessly by fans, bloggers, and even other artists. The comments section then exploded. Chrissy refused to give her life to a man who had a complete baby on the side. Mama Jones has been planning this. Then, Chrissy never had that wedding, which makes sense now. She was never the protagonist. I hope Chrissy doesn't write it to all Jim. However, this is when things became quite risky. Late that evening, a 17-part thread purporting to be authentic chats between Mama Jones and the stylist was posted on Twitter by an anonymous account. Mama Jones has been in contact with the stylist since before she became pregnant, according to the tweets, which included images of texts, timestamps, and even call logs. Mama Jones allegedly gave her guidance, urged her to persevere, and even pledged to help her land a seat on the upcoming season. Take a moment to process that. Mama Jones might have been laughing in Chrissy's face while hiring Jim's sidewoman for a cast role during filming. If this thread is accurate, Mama wasn't merely trying to undermine Chrissy, she was creating a younger, more amiable lady to replace Jim, bring drama to television, and support the growth of the Jones brand. The turmoil continued, and fans were devouring the warped master plan. There, since Hip Hop and Love came just hours later. On Instagram, Atlanta's official production account shared a mysterious message. The family you create may attempt to destroy you. Taping for the reunion begins on Friday. You are aware of what transpired next. Admirers, the comments were overflowing. The reunion is finished if both Chrissy and Mama Jones are there. They had better not remove this. Blood is what we want to see. There should be more security on the set. We'll riot if Jim shows up with that stylist. Then came the startling disclosure. Now exponential was anticipated. Indeed, that same evening, Camilla from Love and Hip Hop New York went live on Instagram, revealing everything to more than 4,000 viewers. After that, she dropped a bomb. Do you guys believe that this is solely about Chrissy and Mama Jones? No, that stylist has been there for a while. She performed backstage at several Dipset events. At the May gig in Vegas, she flew out with the team. I caught sight of her. I took a clocker. Who else? No, you ask. Yandi remained silent despite knowing. Boom. Yandi was simply drawn into the chaos. And that's it. This was no longer only a family dispute. Now, it was a betrayal scandal involving the entire cast. If Camilla's claim is accurate, then several individuals on the set and in Jim's social circle were aware of the other woman's pregnancy, presence, and everything else. While Prey played the ride, dash or dash die, they all remained silent. Less than 48 hours later, Cray did the unimaginable, and you could literally feel the anger in her next move. She made available a 4-part Instagram story series, all of the old never-before-seen photos from the night Jim proposed on the roof. After he skipped his mother's birthday, she is seen massaging his feet. They were giggling over nothing while seated in a car. A tragic video of her stating, "I can prove it without a ring." Each tape concluded with a single phrase overlay. Deleted, erased, ignored, betrayed. I'm yours. I've been yours. Y'all want the real story. Let's talk. Appeared on a blank screen with white writing after the final narrative. Monday, 9:00 p.m. Mic drop on YouTube. Chrissy was going to share her perspective, unfiltered and uncensored. Fans and Raw were prepared. Blog comment sections were blazing. She is going to reveal everything. This is the result of 20 years of secrets and loyalty. Mama Jones and Jim had better hide. Let her name names, please. The twist that set petrol on fire, however, is as follows. Mama Jones went live on Facebook just prior to Chrissy's YouTube debut, slurring her words and yelling into the camera. Want to point the finger at me? For years, she had been bringing my son down. She is not an angel. It was she who initially screwed around. I was able to prove it by getting the DMS. What? The story suddenly changed direction. Mommy Jones was saying that Chrissy had hidden messages from years ago and that she was the one who strayed first. The fans were shaken. Then Mama said it. Inquire about the Miami man, she sobbed, over in 2017. Find out why she was crying in front of me rather than Jim. Suddenly, Jim was not the only one accused of being disloyal. According to the plot, Jim and Chrissy had both deceived one another. Additionally, Mama Jones had been manipulating everyone to appear as though she was only defending her son by leaking direct messages and playing God with both of their hidden being strings. This was no longer merely a feud. It was a war, a broken love tale, a generational conflict, or a reality program turning into a true tragedy. One damaged mom, one broken boy, and a mother who may have just ruined them both are at the center of it all. Time for